about the Beatles, which is one of my favorite groups. I discovered them like maybe a year ago or something like that. I am not an old fan of them, but anyway. The Beatles were much more than music. They were a revolution, and I think that they are very important for the history of the music. This is Ringo Starr, the leader of the group, Paul McCartney, which is the second most famous one, more or less. This is George Harrison, and this is John Lennon, the most famous one. Everyone knows them, more or less. And I think that one of the most important things of the Beatles is that all of them were vocalists. If you look at their page in the Wikipedia, you'll know that every of them had sung at least one song. And I think that that's really important. And the origins of the group. Their first single was Love Me Do, and I think that it was really interesting that nor Paul nor John Lennon liked the song, but they had a lot of success with that song. And that John Lennon had a little bit of trouble with the record of this song, because he had to play the harmonica and he had never played the harmonica. He had to make just the second voice of the harmonica, but he didn't like it. So and they were thinking to put as her first single, to release as the first single this song, Love Me Do. Or their second option was How Do You Do It? I think that a lot of people ask is why they are so famous. Some days ago, a friend asked me why I like the group, because they are like music for old people, he said. And the important thing that was that in the 50s, all the music was mainly an orchestra with a vocalist. There are actually a little bit of singers that made this, but in that moment, the fact that they were with basses, guitars, and a battery was crazy. I don't know, it was completely different. And there was also a man that was making a lot of new things in the world of the music. There was Elvis Presley, but they were so far away. So in England, the most famous ones were the Beatles. And they made the young people to think about the new things that were appearing in the world in that moment. And they started questioning all of them and changing their opinions and changing the way that everything was made. They made a lot of kinds of music along their career, like alternative rock, normal rock, blues, country, and pop. And they were all the time like meeting new music and trying to recreate them. And their style changed also because, for example, it changed a lot with the hippie culture, and also it was mixed with the Oriental mysticism, because they traveled to Japan or China.
India.
I don't remember.
India.
That's it. To India, and also the hippie culture was integrated by a lot of recreative drugs such as LSD or cannabis. So that also changed a lot their way to see the things and make music. And their first album where they started making this kind of music was Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, that was released in 1967. And I'm going to put a little bit of the song. ¿Cómo se oye?
La guitarra.
De las cosas.
Vida.
It was 20 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper told
here I put some interesting facts about the Beatles. One of them was that in 1967 they were invited to the Buckingham Palace, and they went to the bathroom and they started smoking cannabis because they were really nervous and they thought that it was a great idea. I think that was really funny. And also one day John Lennon said that the Beatles were most famous than Jesus Christ because in that moment they were really famous, and a lot of places where they made radio stations, they started burning their records, and in Club in Longview, Texas, a radio station was struck by a lightning, so that's why they started thinking that they were most famous than Jesus Christ because even him liked them. Also, they were 175 weeks in the Hot 100. That was a really famous list of best songs in England. And also, it is one of the bands that sold more records in their career. And they had sold 78 million records in their career. And also, they were the first band that started talking about the gays, the woman liberation, and the ecology. The end of the group. John Lennon said that the reason why the group disappeared was because in 1967, Brian Epstein, that was the representative of the group, and it was really famous for the career, dead. But the most of the fans and the other persons of the group said that the reason was Yoko Ono. John Lennon started a relationship with Yoko Ono, and then some time after that, the group disappeared, and the ex-girlfriend of John Lennon said that the group disappeared officially in Disney World because John Lennon was with a paper in the table, looking through the window, and suddenly he was thinking, and he put his signature in a paper, and he ended with the most famous rock group in the history. That's what it said. And I put some of their songs here.